Alright, y'all. Impromptu stream. Let's beat this goddamn game. And hey, it's another fucking good team. Well, I mean, it's closer to the middle with Minnesota, but I mean, they're damn sight better than fucking Indianapolis. Or Dallas. Shit. Oh, fuck a duck. I would love to know the logic that had them pick Kramer as opposed to, oh, fuck. As opposed to Wilson. I mean, granted, the Vikings of this era, one of their issues was that they never could fucking stick with the with fucking either one of their goddamn quarterbacks. I mean, Kramer and Wilson were good. I mean, were definitely worse in the fucking league at the time. But they were also much better. I mean... Fuck, I almost got picked off there. Because, I mean, because obviously running back was a weakness, although their attempt to course correct from that shit was the disaster that ruined them, basically. For the 90s, especially since, let's face it, it wasn't running back that cost them key playoff. It wasn't necessarily fucking running back that caused them key, reaching their fullest potential. I mean, let's face it, in 1988, they fucking, next to last week of the season, all they needed to, they went to Green Bay. All they needed to do was to fucking beat the Packers, and they would have had a showdown for not only the division, but home field and goddamn playoffs against the Bears on Monday Night fucking Football. And they fucking gacked it. Now, the Packers, of course, kind of shot themselves in the foot because they ended the season on winning that game and their Week 16 fucking game. And that screwed them out of the #1 pick in the draft. Yeah, a guy named Troy fucking Aikman. Yeah. So, but the fact is that game did more to damage Minnesota's thing than not having a running back that could fucking catch a goddamn pass in the 87 championship game. Because although, honestly, with that said, had they gotten home field in the playoffs, presuming that they played I mean, with presuming that there would have been one of two scenarios that would have happened, because it would have been, presuming that they get the home field that season, that it would have been the Eagles and freaking Bears in the wild card game, presumably, because it was Eagles and Vikings in the wild card game, and the Eagles fucking did win. It was reasonably close, if I remember right. But anyway, the fact of the matter is that, I mean, that would have been the, I mean, the thing of it is that that game would have been, unlike the actual game, which happened a week later and was in Chicago and fog and, the fucking, Bears fucking pulling out a win. It would have been a week earlier in goddamn Philadelphia, as the Eagles were the division champions. Or no, scratch that. Fuck. I'm having, goddamn screwing up my brain here. Because Minnesota, no. The Bears would have gone to fucking oh my god. My brain is getting confused. No, because if the Vikings are there, the wild card would have been, because Minnesota didn't play the fucking Eagles, because Minnesota had go to San Francisco, the 2 seed, because there was the rule that in the divisional round that the fucking, because of, there was at the time the rule in the divisional round that the teams from the same division could play. But the fact is that they would have, presuming that all things equal, and that the Bears and instead of Minnesota and the Eagles would have advanced. The fact is that the Eagles would have gone to San Francisco, which would have been interesting, although I think that the 49ers still would have won, although they wouldn't have had the axe to grind like they did against Minnesota in the real history. But the thing of it is that San Francisco knew what the fuck to do with Ryan's defense by that time, so that would have been the thing. But on the other hand, but the Bears would have gone to, so the Eagles would have gone to Minnesota, the Bears would have gone to San Francisco. It probably would have been, so ultimately the Bears and San Francisco would have been a much closer game, because the Bears blew their wad in the real history against freaking the Eagles, because Ditka fucking hated Buddy Ryan that goddamn much. And the 49ers, to a somewhat lesser extent, did have a bit of a chip on their shoulder against the Bears, because the Bears had kind of definitely been a problem, though not as big as Minnesota or the Giants in previous playoffs and regular seasons. But the thing of it is that the Eagles probably might have fucking beat. Truth be told, if the Eagles go to Minnesota in the '88 playoffs, the Eagles, I think, actually would have goddamn won, because that defense was fucking insane, and there would have been no weather, because it would have been in the Homer Dome. So that's the thing. So it would have been, theoretically, it would have been Bears winner versus, Bears 49ers winner over what I presume the Vikings. But maybe the Viking or against the Vikings Eagles winner. And I mean, but the thing of it is that what I mean, it's not unheard of that the Vikings could have won because the Vikings also had a stout defense at that time, and that was the thing. That was why face planting against the Packers was such a surprise because they had a string of fucking an almost 86 Giants like fucking string of stout defensive performances. I mean, they went like a month in that season without giving up a fucking touchdown. They were seriously hot shit defense. I mean, and they had a good fucking offense. Their passing game is fucking... The AI isn't doing it any credit, partly because I have Ronnie goddamn Lott, and again, I'm smarter than the AI. But their passing offense was pretty goddamn great, especially with Anthony freaking Carter, who was definitely in the second tier, high second tier of wide receivers of the era. But I mean, the thing of it is that that game in week 15 of 1988 is when they screwed themselves, because instead of looking back and saying, oh hey, maybe fucking close a goddamn game against a highly beatable shit opponent, how about we, go for a running back? And they went for fucking Herschel Walker, and the Cowboys robbed them goddamn blind. Especially since frickin' Jones was smart enough, was a damn genius at trading down and getting better value in the right circumstances. And all the Vikings had was frickin' Herschel Walker, and what did they get for it in the 89 season? They got a fucking third straight playoff date against San Francisco, and they didn't beat them like they did in 87. They didn't get confidently beat in like they did in 88. The 49ers waxed the goddamn floor with the fucking Vikings at 89, and the Vikings fell apart and it was a goddamn half a decade at least before they were truly relevant again. Meanwhile, the Cowboys fucking, they became the Cowboys again for a hot minute. And hey, things even worked out for the Packers because fucking, hey, Brett Favre and, all that shit. But, I mean, because absolutely their status as an 87 playoff team is why they're in this game. I mean, because just about everybody in this game was an 87 playoff team. I mean, because, in fact, I'll even fucking pull it up on the goddamn NFL playoffs. Pull up the bracket. I mean, because obviously Dallas wasn't, because they won like fucking 5 games that year. But let's see. Yeah, so let's see. Fucking hold on here. Yeah, because 1 seed in 87 was San Francisco, 2 seed was Chicago, 3 seed was Washington, 4 seed was New Orleans, 5 seed was Minnesota. So everybody in the 87 playoffs in the NFC got in, except for goddamn New Orleans. On the AFC side, Denver, who was the AFC champion, #1 seed, they fucking made it in the game. Cleveland, #2, they made it in the game. Indianapolis was #3 in the 87 playoffs, so, hey. Houston was #4. Houston is not in this game, which is questionable, but not entirely shocking. And Seattle was 5 seed, and they're in the game. Although there have been many that have supposed that Seattle made it in because Nintendo of America headquartered in Seattle and blah 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 blah. But still, they made the playoffs in the 87 season, so that kind of explains it. Because the rosters do reflect the end of 87. With Timmy Smith, Timmy Smith is the running back for Washington and what have you, but still. And Walter Payton still being there. But that's the thing. Because Dallas, of course, gets thrown in because the goddamn Cowboys are a big fucking market team. The Giants got in because they had won Super Bowl, the previous year's Super Bowl. And in fact, they face planted hard in 87 after winning the Super Bowl, and the strike didn't help them a damn bit. And besides, they had Lawrence Taylor, a big-time star. Miami, not making the playoffs. They had Marino, another big-time star. So that's why the fucking Dolphins are in the playoffs, because of, are in this game, because of that. And same with the Raiders. The Raiders freaking had, Bo Jackson and Marcus Allen. Big time, with Bo Jackson being Bo Jackson being familiar to a Japanese audience anyway, because he was a baseball player. So, I mean, the fact is that 87 playoff, with 2 exceptions, the 87 playoff teams make it. And in favor of more famous fucking teams. Because also, I mean, Dallas, of course, in this game has fucking Herschel Walker, which is a big deal. And hell, the Japanese release doesn't have Herschel, but has the beginning of, the Dallas Dynasty players. But Minnesota is... And that's kind of the thing now, is that Indianapolis... It's kind of funny to think that, Indianapolis was chosen because they were a playoff competitor. They they won the AFC East in 87, which, I mean, kind of a surprise. They were a competitor in 88, to be sure. 89's when it all fucking fell apart, because that's when Dickerson started to have his fights with Irsay. And oh yeah, that's also 89's when the Colts freaking, I think that's when they drafted Jeff. It was either 88 or 89 or 90 that they drafted Jeff George, and well, Jeff George ain't the worst fucking draft pick at quarterback the Colts have made. But, I mean, that's only because they drafted fucking Art Sleister, who he still is a goddamn gambling addict. And I think Slicer's fucking in goddamn jail right now. He's been bouncing back and forth from being in jail and not. But yeah, I mean, but Dallas is just like, they totally got in on Reputation, and they straight trash. There's no justification for, fuck. There is literally no logical justification for them being in this game other than the team name and maybe Herschel Walker, who was a pretty big deal. I mean, his career definitely didn't pan out as greatly as it was expected at Georgia, but I mean, oh, let's face it, the Cowboys were fucking trash, hot goddamn trash within 2 years of him jumping from the USFL, or 2 of him from years after the USFL folded. And then after that, he was part of the fucking worst goddamn trade fucking ever. Well, yeah. Yeah, the worst goddamn trade ever. All things considered. Fuck. Well, shit. There goes my skunking. Although I will admit, freaking whatever factor caused them to limit the number of teams to basically a playoff, basically being just the playoff field with a couple, plus a couple of extras. Whatever it was that made them justify that, it did. The result is that, again, other than fucking Dallas, and to a large extent, the Colts, the caliber of team is fucking way better. And I'm sure, come to think of it, another big reason for them including the Giants and the Raiders is to have a New York team and an LA team. Regardless of how big a fucking stars were on the two teams. And the two teams, of course, had two of the biggest fucking stars around. Oh, hey. It's the Bears. I might actually draw the goddamn Cowboys in the frickin' Tecmo Bowl at this rate. Or I'm gonna get fucking stuck with a team that's gonna make my life miserable. Because the weakest team remaining that I've yet to play other than Dallas is freaking Cleveland. And a lot of that is because, well, their defense was not, fairly heralded. And I don't think the game particularly loved their... I don't think the programs particularly appreciated the Cleveland offense, despite it being pretty goddamn great in its own right. Despite, you know, Marty Schottenheimer being a fucking total dope when it comes to playoff situations. But if I draw Denver in the Tecmo Bowl, I might be in for some pain. Because I have drawn Denver in the Tecmo Bowl before, and they're fucking... they're rough. I mean, obviously the Giants are fucking rough. Wait, what? Okay. The rare incomplete pass inbounds in this game. But, I mean, if anybody's gonna do it, McMahon's definitely the one. I mean, he was already pretty much a broken man by this point in real life. In terms of his, you know, physicality. Although, I mean, for the longest ass time, I mean, you know, he's definitely been suffering from some serious fucking injury. Serious problems in his later life. Although I think I did hear that CBD oil is fucking really helped his condition improve. Because he was like... among other treatments, I think they managed to, like, drain some, like... I mean, with McMahon, I think they managed to drain some... They figured out something in his spine, and they drained a fuck ton of fluid out of his spinal fluid out of his skull, and it massively improved his goddamn his ability to, like, behave like a, you know, to interact in society. Because, yeah, football's violent. Especially football in the goddamn 80s. When they didn't give a shit about concussions. Shit. And worse yet, freaking, you know, well, mind you, I mean, even at the science, they knew the science behind concussions, they were still more worried about drugs and steroids. Well, shit. Well, good thing I blitzed Peyton. That could have been bad. Oh, fuck me. And another team I wouldn't mind seeing in the goddamn Tecmo Bowl is certainly the Seahawks. I mean, not exactly a defensive powerhouse. And, well, their offense was good. It wasn't that fucking good. Oh, shit. Oh, god damn it. Well, obviously you have to fucking punt because I'm fourth in next fucking year. And besides, there's no goddamn time left anyway. Jesus. Yeah. Computer's starting to get that dickery on here. I mean, obviously, I'm dealing with the Bears defense. I mean, there's only so much you can fucking, do against one of just about the most celebrated defense in the game, in this game. I mean, the only defense that's stronger pound for pound is the Giants. And they're kind of, and a lot of that is definitely because of LT. most every defense has at least some fucking holes. I mean, and that's what Tecmo. Tecmo was, I would say, pretty goddamn good at, you know, weeding out the least of the two defenders out of the defenses, since there's only 9 aside. I mean, they were a little bit dicier when it came to the offensive side of the ball, because generally speaking, they take out a running back or they take out a receiver, and then they take out a goddamn lineman. Because every one of these teams has a fucking tight end. Which is, probably also another reason why they fucking didn't include Houston. Because I'm sure they looked at the freaking the alignment of the offense, because they were already in the run and shoot by 87, and had a good chunk of their famous pieces already in place. Because I mean, goddamn, I don't even know who fucking cute. Maybe it would have been Alan Pinkett in 87? Fuck. Why do I always think of these fucking things that are just... Let's see. 87 Oilers. Let's see, because... Yeah, because they would have had frickin'... They had Warren Moon. Oh, no. I guess Mike Rozier? Yeah. Of course it doesn't show starting stats. Yeah, it would have been Mike Rozier would have been the running back that they would have used. And they probably would have used Ernest... Oh, God. Who would they... I mean, I guess for receivers, they would have used Ernest Givens... Hayward Jeffries, since he was in his rookie year, and maybe Drew Hill, or probably because I would, at least Givens, Jeffries, and there. And then, they did have frickin' tight ends, though. Scratch that. So, man, that would have, so, this was before they did. Let's see. Oh, wow. They didn't ditch the tight ends till 1990? God damn. So I don't even know. Yeah, so Houston might have been in a weird spot. But whatever. If they had included them. I mean, because you would have had a fucking total... I mean, some of these teams have, I would argue, questionable. Going with the tight end is kind of questionable. Washington... I mean, Washington's offense was very much single back. You know, have an H-back or a tight... And have an H-back or a tight end... for blocking with some receiving. But I mean, in the light of this game, I think they lost at least one of their receivers, because they have Sanders and they have, I think it's I think it's Monk that they have, but they don't have Gary Clark, or one of Gary Clark or Monk isn't in this game. And it's really whack ass. Because, I mean, as good as Sanders was, Clark and Monk were the two superior receivers. But, I mean, what can you say? Because at least with like San Francisco, they don't lose a damn thing by having Russ Francis in at tight end, because Francis was a quality tight end, had a good goddamn career. And of course, San Francisco always made use of the tight end in their offense. And at the time they didn't have, this was before they had Rathman, so having a fullback having a second back wouldn't have made much sense. Because that's the thing with the Raiders. If they weren't if Marcus and especially Bo weren't so dominant, having two running backs and losing a wide receiver would be just absolutely fucking awful for them compared to the other teams. Damn it. Oh, shit. He says, oh, shit, before... Oh, god damn it. Well, there's Dallas, so... I'm not getting I'm not getting the worst goddamn team in the game in the Tecmo Bowl. But luckily, Seattle's still in play. Seattle would be the optimal... of my remaining choices, Seattle would be my... Oh, shit. Seattle would be my best choice. And then Cleveland. And then Denver. And then the Giants. Shit. He says as he gets forced into a punt situation against the fucking Cowboys. Oh wow, my first deficit of this fucking playthrough. And it's against the goddamn Cowboys. At least it's only a 3-point fucking deficit, but still. What a humiliating turn of events. Oh, for the love of fuck here. Jesus. That's how fucking far out I was. Is that I had to fucking use Rice as the master of fuck. Oh, god damn it. Fuck. Jeffcoat. Right on, right on. Here we go. Back into the not sucking. Isn't it so lovely? Shit. Oh, fuck. There we go. Okay, come on. Oops. Well, that was fucking absolutely terrible. Oh, great. Poop. Shit. Here I am trying to fucking get it to fucking Jerry and fuck me. Okay. Oh, fuck farts. Sure. Sure, Dallas. You fucking... Okay, so my least fucking favored Tecmo Bowl opponent is here, so that's good. In fact, Denver's the goddamn of the three that are remaining after this. Denver's the only one I fucking really don't want to fucking face. Especially since the AI is starting to get really fucking evil. Oh my god. Yeah, see? AI's getting fucking harder, and the Giants are freaking, just demonic on fucking defense. damn it. AI Belichick is fucking wants to make me suffer. I mean, seriously. Shit. I think I'm just within Worshing's range. Shit. Guess not. Fuck me. Fuck, LT fucking got me. Shit. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, shit. God damn it. Fucking worked by Bavaro. Oh, goodness. Okay, I'm going to turn the cam and the mic off and play the next few from the couch. I will have the chat window open, so. But yeah, because I need to sit down. Oh, this chair is not doing me any favors, and besides, it is, yeah, so, and I don't want to extend the stream that much. So yeah, so let me put the notification that there's no cam mic so that people know, and then shut it off. Yeah, but I'll still be communicatable, so yeah, just not vocally here. So if you'll bear with me, I didn't even plan on freaking doing the stream tonight anyway, so yeah, so Now I think I can understand why I was like, yeah, no, I don't want to play Denver in the fucking Tecmo Bowl because, yeah, that was fucking that was a game. Granted, I fucked up every which way from Sunday, but still, that was a fucking game. Hopefully, since it's Seattle, things should go a little bit less fuckery. But, you know, God knows. Crazier things have happened, and, well, you know, no fumbles in this game, so the most glaring and infamous flaw in Dave Craig's game cannot be exploited. That is, of course, his propensity to fumble. I think even now, Dave Craig still has the fucking record for most fumbles by a quarterback. I could be wrong, but for the longest ass time, he did have that record. Oof. Excuse me. Eye booger. Or eye itch, at least. Okay, yeah, we're kind of cruising here right now. Because again, the quality of the team does make a fucking difference. Because that's one thing about the Famicom version of this, is, come to think of it, is that the balance on the teams is wildly fucking different. Because Seattle is like fucking massively worse. You know, they go from marginal to just dog shit. Indianapolis is still trash. I mean, some of the faces are different, but they're still trash. In fact, they're probably a little bit trashier. I mean, San Francisco's still hot shit. The Bears are pretty good, though. I mean, Walter Payton versus fucking Neil Anderson is definitely a bit of a downgrade for the Famicom version. I mean, it just is. I mean, no matter how you slice it or dice it, the Raiders are a fucking hot mess because there's no Bo and there's no fucking there's no Bo and there's no Marcus, and that's a big fucking point. That's a big goddamn problem, obviously. And the Giants are pretty much on equal ground. Cowboys are a fair bit better, though for whatever reason their one running back is Daryl Johnston instead of frickin' Emmett, which is weird, to put it mildly. Let's see. Miami's a little... Well, Miami's pretty lateral because the same flaws and strengths and everything there is there. Cleveland's a bit less. They're not terrible, but they're not quite as capable. Washington is pretty damn close. Minnesota is definitely worse. Even though they have fucking Herschel, they're still worse. Denver's slightly worse. Yeah. So yeah, I think that explains why the Famicom they might have adjusted the difficulty down on that Famicom version, as I posited then. But I think it's just the fact that the caliber of the teams is the teams involved are a little bit less, because I mean they didn't include they didn't change the lineup of teams, so they didn't include Houston with their fucking offense. They didn't include fucking the Saints with their defense. They didn't include the Bills, who fucking all around fucking just superb by that point. They didn't include the Eagles, who, well, crushing defense and pretty goddamn dynamic offense. So, yeah. Shit. shit. Hey, Praise. Hold on a second here. Let me finish this play before I give you a shout out. How are you doing tonight, sir? Numbers. Yeah, I am. It's the Tecmo Bowl, and I'm beating the shit out of Seattle.
See,
because
look at that. He's like stuttering.
It's Seattle, and
definitely gonna get that fixed.
Well, I mean, they're pretty marginal.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, hey, it's Uncharted. Fuck yeah. Awesome. Made some fucking yeah, that's great. I'm doing pretty good. Again, yeah. I had a close scrape in the last game against Denver, but luckily I drew Seattle in the Tecmo Bowl, the final game. So I'm having a much more bearable time because Seattle ain't that fucking hot in this game. I mean, the only way that I would be having an easier time if there were fumbles in this game, and I could, take advantage of the fact that Dave Craig, is the king of quarterbacks fumbling. Come on. Fine then. Jesus. Well, fuck you, Seattle. I swear to God, they fucking, we've reached the point where they're reading inputs. Well, fine, I'll kick a field goal. And this will take us to the end of the third quarter. Well, maybe not. All right. The time has come to bury these fuckers. Thanks, Praise. Come on, God. There we go. And since I didn't mention it last night, you know what? Roger Craig needs to be in the fucking Hall of Fame. No ifs, no ands, no ors, no buts. You got freaking... He's one of two people on this goddamn planet that have gotten 1,000 yards rushing and 1,000 yards receiving in one season. And the other dude, being Marshall Faulk, is in the Hall of Fame. So fuck you. You put Roger in there because Roger Craig did it in 1984. on secretly one of the better teams in the league history, because, I mean, the 84 49ers had the misfortune of coming around and kicking ass the year before the Bears basically became a cultural phenomenon. So nobody remembers that, oh hey, that 49ers team lost only one game and fucking trashed everybody and was a goddamn wrecking ball. I mean, because it's kind of embarrassing that if you watch, like, if you watch old tapes of frickin' games, you'll, like, see, when they're talking about the big offensive stars of the 49ers throughout much of the 80s, they'll mention three guys. They'll mention Montana, Ovs. They'll mention Jerry Rice, also Ovs. And they'll mention Roger Craig. And Roger Craig's the only one that's not in the Hall of Fame. It's like, what the hell? Did you not watch? I mean, I understand there's a backlog. There's always a backlog, but I just don't understand. And the fact is that, I mean, I get it. His career didn't last as long as some running backs. Because, I mean, yeah, because the 49ers let him fucking go in free agency after they lost the three-peat chance and the fumble and, I mean, and all that. And his career was never the damn same. But, damn, he was freaking... He was just absolutely rock solid for about 6 years. He was absolutely rock solid as a receiver and a running back. And I mean, at the start of his career, he was he spent time as a goddamn fullback. And Roger Craig that guy was not what you would call the size of a fullback. I mean, I would hate to think that I have to wait till I'm like, you know, super duper old man and he qualifies for like the Veterans Committee votes that they're doing now, but it's probably going to have to be that because it's been a while since he's even been mentioned as a possum. Oh yeah, they're pretty much buried now. 45-0. You gotta pass it, guys. Oh wow, the computer just conceded. Computer's like, yeah, we got a punt. Now the question is, can I make their lives just even... Oh, no. Fuck you. And there we go. It's over. They beat skunked them. Yeah, 1989 roster, more like 1987, because there were, Jesus Christ, there's at least, thanks, praise. So yeah, so for anyone that is not aware of the poll I've put on the Twitter, I might as well share it right now for the next game, because there's a goddamn three-way tie right now between, because the four choices are Jumping Flash, Super Smash Bros. Melee, Tag Team Wrestling for the NES, and Potful Mail for the Sega CD, and there's a three-way tie between Smash, Tag Team Wrestling, and Potful Mail. Yeah, so that'll be interesting to shake out. And there's also, I might as well do it, shoot my shot. There's also the advisory poll on what system that I should, you think that I should purchase for the forthcoming Atari 2600 night once I get my payout. It should be noted that the winner of the poll, if it maintains this Atari 7800, I'm probably not going to get it, because I have no interest in having a 7800. But, you know, whatever. We'll see what the universe thinks. But with all of that out of the way, it is late. I need to get up in the morning to, that's the wrong tab I want. I need to get up in the morning to go to the post office because, yeah, I have things to ship out. So, let's see. Who are we going to raid? Okay. Review my choices. Oh, yeah. I know who we're raiding. Definitely know who we're raiding. We're gonna raid, Super Ninbao because he's playing, he's doing his shmup night, but he's currently playing, Sexy Parodius. And of course, he has wisely picked the bunny girls on the riding a rocket, because, I mean, that's what you fucking do when you play Parodius. You play as bunny girl on riding on a rocket because, you know, that goddamn game is, you know, besides being fun, because, I mean, it's basically a Gradius game, but, I mean, but you have to. You're legally required to goddamn play as the bunny girl riding a rocket. You just are. I mean, it's the thirstiest. It's the thirstiest series that you can actually show on YouTube, because, you know, there's no nipple. They're pretty goddamn close to, you know, nipple, but there's no nipple. But, I mean, you know, come on. The game is thirsty as hell, and it's also fun as hell. So, that's where we're gonna go. Again, the polls are, the poll links are wherever, and are above there. If you want to vote and help determine what we play starting next time. But yeah, we'll figure that out tomorrow. And I'll see you next time around. And thank y'all for popping in, especially since it wasn't a very active stream on my part. But anyway, I'll see y'all next time.